Yeah, right. I finally found the Starbucks that's open, and I see this picture, and the Starbucks is in the very corner over there of that building. But I checked on Google Maps. Actually, I checked on my app. I checked on my app, and you know, the Starbucks app, and the app says, you know, when I try to order, like I'm doing mobile order, it says, no, this particular location, a barista will be happy to take your order inside. All right, and I'm never a fan of, you know, sitting in a lineup through the drive-through, because, you know, you need to, you know, move a little bit, especially since the lineup is so long, right? So I put my mask on and I walk in there. All these people are looking at me like I'm an idiot, you know. And I learned why when I come to the front door. It says drive-through is open. You know, they never tell you that the actual store is closed. And I took a piece of my napkin to grab the door, and of course it's locked, but there's a guy inside, kind of like standing like a hawk, you know, like I'm guessing a Starbucks bouncer, like a skinny kid, maybe 5'2" tall, you know, 100 pounds. He says, "I'm sorry, sir, you cannot come inside." And so he says, "You have to go through the drive-through." All right. But basically that's what I've been doing, you know, since they still have the stay-at-home order here. So the only place you can go, like you can go shopping, right? You can go to a restaurant, to a coffee store, coffee shop, you know. But you're not supposed just to drive around, like go to a park or something, because all parks are closed. And I'm in New Jersey, but I don't want to go, like, if this was regular times, I would probably go across the river into Philadelphia, you know, and walk the downtown with my camera, try to find something interesting to photograph. But, you know, now with this pandemic situation, so all I do basically, I just enjoy this little car, even though on the second day the suspension seems a bit stiff, but actually the roads here are not very good, right? You know that New Jersey and Pennsylvania over here, right at the New Jersey line, it's like, you know, very beat up roads. But this reminds me of the Mazda. You know, when I had the Mazda 3, one was 2.0 liter engine, but the other one was 2.5, kind of like a sport version of this Mazda 3. But they all had super stiff suspension. And when I complained about this, you know, I called Mazda, even like customer service, and I said, "Is there anything I can do? Can I like change shocks just to make the ride a bit more pleasant?" And they said, "No, that's how these cars are designed. It's kind of like a sport, you know, that's why they're stiff, because they're like." It never makes sense to me, you know, when they sell cars. Okay, even if you are a car enthusiast, you know, like me, right? I like cars, but in all the years, how often did I go to a track to race? Once in my Dodge Challenger, right? But so I wish they would give you like an option where, yeah, if you want, you can make the suspension stiffer for the track, but on the street, I don't want a track suspension where my butt just jumps up and down on each pothole, right? But that's what Mazda and all these fancy cars, they give you the sport suspension, and people fall for the trick. Oh yeah, I want sport suspension because I want to look cool, spilling my coffee all over the place. And so this one kind of like that, you know, it's a bit, it's better than Mazda, but that Mazda 3, but it's still I wish it was, you know, softer. But the engine, I'm telling you, the engine, I looked up the specs, so it's a 2.0 liter turbo, 4-cylinder, and it's like effortless. The car picks up speed, or SUV, whatever you call it, very quiet inside, and of course, which is like super interesting for me after Challenger. On the one hand, I like, you know, loud exhaust, where it gives me kind of like a feeling of I'm driving a performance car, which, you know, Challenger, like, of course there's no comparison between Challenger and this one in terms of power, but sometimes you want, you know, like you want peace and quiet. So this is my second day impressions of this car. First of all, whoever said that the odometer, you see, I was able to reset the top. So the top is the trip miles, the bottom is the actual miles. So it's not 5,000 miles, this car has 11.4 thousand miles. And you just click this, okay, and it says reset odometer, no, right? And you can only, of course, reset the trip odometer. Now, somebody said about that, actually one guy even sent me a link to a video how to find the lever for the hood, and I don't know if you guys saw that video at all, like the one I posted. I did look, right, like where do you, on trucks, on pickup trucks, the lever is right here. You don't even have to crawl under, right? The lever is here on this panel. On cars it's over here, so all you have to do is just put your hand like this. But turns out, of course, these people are right, and there's a red lever, but check this out. So you have to go, you see, like even like this, you see I'm on the ground on my knees pretty much. Do you see the lever? I don't see the lever, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking over here. Turns out Mercedes-Benz wanted to go like this and then you see the lever, which is totally nuts. So unless you're familiar with Mercedes-Benz, that the lever is so far forward, but you see, you cannot see it like kneeling like this, you know. And even if you go like this, because it's dark over there, unless you know what you're looking for, you know, I would never have found it, honestly, you know. So that's the turbo. Of course, everything is closed. You cannot see anything. Very quiet. No isolation. You see, there should be some isolation in here. Nothing. So another thing I discovered is that it's super easy to hit this lever, you know, of course, to do, you see, this is your signal, right? This is your windshield wash, right? But when you're signaling, sometimes it's easy by mistake to grab this lever, you know, and that's cruise control. So I wish they would, like on my car, it's over here or on this side. It just buttons. You just on, and then you set, you know, cruise control on, and then you reach the speed you want, you click set, and then there's cancel, and then of course there's plus and minus, like accelerate and decelerate. But these guys, they give you this, which, you know, I don't like. It's just easy to mix them up, you know, if you're not looking, because they're so close here. And another thing this car does is that if you're driving, see, like this, and you come to a stop at a light, okay, it doesn't want to do it, but anyway, it goes to, and you see, you go to park, from drive to park, you can just push that button, boom, and it goes into park, which is handy, which is super handy. But what it does is that it has an automatic shut off. As soon as you stop at the light, at first I couldn't understand what's going on. Like, why is it so quiet? It's like the sound of the engine disappears, and then over there next to D you see A, which you cannot see now, but right to the left of D drive there's another square that appears and it says A. I guess auto shut down or something. And you know, you of course you have your foot on the brake and you're waiting for the light, and as soon as the light turns green, as soon as you take your foot off the brake, the engine starts. I can feel it. It's not like, maybe it just keeps like 2 cylinders running or something, but you know, I'm not I never drove a Mercedes. I think once I drove a BMW. They were pretty, you know, German cars were pretty popular in Russia. You know, like in 80s, 90s, people just, everybody hated American cars and people just loved German cars. And see, the windows work without the engine running. And I remember I saw an ad, some guy was selling a BMW you know, 3rd Series 3 with lots of miles on it, but I think the price was not too bad, and we met with him, and he allowed me to drive the car. I said, can I just see how it drives? But I remember it had lots of power, even though it had you know, high mileage car, but it was, you know, you can feel the power. Because it was, you know, because back in those days, like all Russian cars were somewhere around between 60 and 70 horsepower. Like I remember I had a Lada was 60 horsepower, Moskvich was 71, but it was much heavier, and most people preferred a Lada car. It was a four-cylinder 60 horsepower engine, and the transmission was 4-speed manual, 4-speed. And somehow people still managed to get from point A to point B, huh? And what else? So yeah, the cruise control is in awkward position. This is kind of cool. I like this. It's, you know, much easier to get to, right? Like if you want to adjust your seat. But it's a bit unusual, but I think I would prefer it if like my car had over here. Except, you know, you don't change it like every day, right? Like once you set your position, you forget about it. So sometimes maybe you can hit these buttons by mistake, you know, because again they're close here. And one more thing is I'm not sure I like this, because in the Challenger, right, it's so much more information in there, but see, like radio is I just don't like that interface, you know. Like on Dodge cars, you have much more information over here. See, when I tried media, because somebody suggested you can pair your phone, but that's only for music. And I tried to start Bluetooth on my phone, and it would not pair. And I don't want to mess with the manual. Forget it. But yeah, these look ugly. I don't like this. That's, you know, looks very cheap. And then over here, of course, you have a you have a climate control, right? And mode is, you know, where you want the air to blow. And I was looking here, I discovered I have some money in here. I don't know if that's like a tip from Enterprise Car Rental, but I'm not gonna touch it. Yeah, I thought this car would have a hookup, you know, with a cable. Like I think in Challenger I can do that. I can hook up my phone, because it has that Android, what do you call it? So basically, the screen, what you see on the screen of your phone, appears on the display on the car. You know, it kind of like duplicates your phone. You know, and I think in mine, I'm pretty sure I didn't try it yet, but I'm pretty sure in my car you can do that with a cable. You don't have to use Bluetooth, but we'll figure this out later. and I'm not sure, I have no idea what this does. Like this one, doesn't lift, you have to push it. No, wait. Oh yeah, there's a lock here. Actually, wait a second. It does have that. I wonder if that can be used for connection. Right? Okay. Hold on. Let's see what's going on here. Because they didn't give me the navigation pack, right? So I have no choice but to use okay, what is this? I think it's just a charger. Allow access to your data. The connected device will be able to access files on this phone. Let's see, I clicked on navigation. Something is happening, but we'll see. No memory card containing navigation software inserted. So yeah, basically this is just a charger. Charging. Alright, what's the other one? The same, just a charger. And so basically that's useless. But also what my car has, see, when you put this in for charging, right, like you see there's no indents in here, you know what I mean? Yeah. It just pushes on your cable, whereas on my car there's an indent in here, so you just you thread the cable through there, and then when you close it there's no pressure on the cable, you know. But of course that would be too much to ask from a Mercedes-Benz to make a little, you know, little hole in here. But I find that's, you know, pretty a simple detail, but it's very handy to have like that, so then your cable is not pinched, you know. So that's more like yeah, you see, that's what it says. You get that message when you try to turn on navigation. So they want this memory card in here. All right, looks like the lineup became much smaller. So now we can go and get coffee, and then maybe after that I can go, well, you know, that's how I research the area. I just use my Google Maps, just put some, let's say, Starbucks in this, and this is like 7 miles away from my hotel. But you know, the Google Maps navigates you, so you know you're not gonna get lost, right? But meanwhile you're looking around, you get familiar with the area, so that's pretty cool. So after this, I was thinking maybe, I know they're closed, but at least maybe I can stop there for a second to take a picture or something. And I see these huge red signs, like you cannot see that, but there's a pole in there right where that car is passing, and there's a big white sign, and in red it says unauthorized gathering is prohibited. Police will be called.
Hi, welcome to Starbucks. You need to start with something to eat today?
No, I just want a grande Americano upside down.
Grande Americano upside down, you said?
Yeah.
Hot?
Yes.
Alright, anything else today?
Yeah, can I put $20 on my app?
Yeah, just remind us at the window.
Okay.
It's gonna be 315.
Thank you.
How are we doing today?
Great. Can I put 50 bucks on my app?
Take my card. Alright. There's the card back. I'm just going to have to scan that one more time.
You have to scan the phone app?
Yeah, I have to scan it one more time.
Okay.
There you are. And you're all set.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Bye. All right. We are cooking with gas. But the guy had no gloves, and I put the mask on because, you know, when you come to the window, the guy is right next to you. Park. All right. You can see, like, this is some kind of a shopping center, some kind of a wine store in there. This one is closed, and the post office behind me. There's a Verizon on the other side, Burger King, there's McDonald's, but it's half empty. So lots of places they open just for takeout only. Now the guy touched my card, so now we're gonna use my baby wipes. And we're gonna wipe it. I'm not sure about but virus protection, but at least it kills the germs. You know, I wish they would wear gloves. We're gonna remove that. And now we should be good to go. It's like my first Americano in, I don't know, 5 days. And I had $1. I had $1 on the card. So at least these guys allowed me to put some money on it. So not sure what I'm doing next. For now we're just drinking coffee. And then I brought my backpack with me because I don't want to leave my laptop and my camera at the hotel room. But you see, the ignition is on. Well, at least I see the numbers on the dash, but the window is not working. Okay. Alright. So you click it once and it starts working. Because it's not very hot, you know. So I open that window. So it's 59F. It's almost 60. So what is that? 60F. For guys in Canada, I got a special app in here on my phone that quickly converts that. Of course, it has to show me like 20 advertising messages. So 60 Celsius is 140 Fahrenheit. No, hold on. The opposite way. 60 Fahrenheit is 15.5 Celsius. So it's plus 16 pretty much. So the spring is coming. And basically all I'm doing is just relaxing, taking a break. So I did all I could with my trailer, right? I created a list what I wanted them to do. Now I'm just enjoying this little car, even though it has its own, you know, quirks. But it's you know, it's a mode of transportation, right? Instead of sitting at my hotel, or plan B would be to drive my semi-truck around. Like, I'm not sure how excited people would be if they saw my mighty Terminator line up in that you know, in front of Starbucks. So watching movies, you know, oh, one cool thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but whenever you are in a different country, your selection on Netflix changes, and that's one argument in favor of using your own protected server. Actually, these guys approached me. They wanted me to do advertising for them, and I had no idea what that was. And I started researching, and especially people that travel all the time, you know, you want to use a Wi-Fi, and of course that's, you know, you go inside a coffee shop, that's totally unprotected, so people can, you know, can hack your computer. And so, or you can pay like 15-20 bucks for this service where you log on, like you have your own dedicated server, right? And one cool thing about that one, as I was reading, like, I'm not gonna say what the company name, there's a bunch of these, what they called, virtual, like VPN, right? Virtual network. But I was thinking about this because one of the advantages of having that one is that you can change the location, you know, your country, right? And then let's say I'm in Canada, but I found that Netflix US have much more movies, and they're all different, they're newer, like there's a much better selection. So if I'm in Canada and I'm using my, you know, Bell Mobility modem, of course right away Netflix can see that I entered their website, let's say from Toronto, Montreal, whatever, and they only show me Canadian selection of movies, you know, like, which again is very limited. But if I'm in the States, right, and I'm using my Verizon phone, I see US movies, right? And so if you have a VPN, like this guy on YouTube was explaining, he says that's why they like this. First of all, it's protected connection, and secondly, he says we like watching a particular TV series on Netflix, but when we travel, if we're, let's say, in Philippines or something, or China, that one is not available, and so we can change the country to US and we can watch the same TV series, you know. So it's pretty useful for people that always travel and they want to see US content on Netflix, you know. And the guy said, oh, we can pay you for putting an ad on your YouTube channel. And I said, how much? And they start playing that game that freight brokers like so much. So I asked the guy how much, and even though he knows perfectly what they're prepared to pay, he says, well, we have no ceiling. So you tell me how much you want. I said $2,000, and the guy responds, well, that's considerably higher than what we usually pay, so we pay that amount only if your channel has about 100,000 subscribers. And I said, wait a second, just like 2 minutes ago you said in the email that you don't have a ceiling, right? They approached me, so he knows how many subscribers I have. Just say, hey, we're prepared to pay this much, right? And then I would think about it. But I hate when they do this. Like freight brokers like doing this, right? Like, so what would you need? What would you need? Give us a rate. So I give him a rate, and his response is that much. Or like last guy had something big and heavy in Michigan, and loaded miles at 200 miles from Michigan to Ontario, and I'm in New Jersey, right? And this guy asks me for a quote. I give him a quote, and he's like, for 200 miles you want this much? I said, hey, you wanted a quote, right? I'm 700 miles away, and it's big and heavy. It needs an RGN trailer, so I don't care if it's 20 miles or 10 miles. This is what I need. Oh, for 200 miles. Oh, geez. So anyway, the weather is good. So let me just finish my coffee, and what do you guys say if we go for a little ride and see what we can find? Maybe, you know, take some pictures. But I don't want to venture too far away from the hotel. But actually, yeah, so I want to go maybe see if I can get closer to the river. North, and then see if and then I'll, you know, like my favorite place for lunch nowadays, it's Panera Bread, because they have nice salads, they have nice sandwiches, you know, and everything is, all calories are posted, so you can do like half a salad, half a sandwich, you know. They have nice coffee. So, and today's Saturday. I have this car until noon tomorrow, until Sunday noon. All right, I found Panera. $20 kilometers away.
Turn left onto Blackwood Clementon Road.
And it's towards Pennsylvania.
Continue on Blackwood Clementon Road for 1 kilometer.
That this car has the same, you know, you just push the turn signal indicator. You push it once and it does 3 clicks. I like that. That's what.
500 meters, turn right onto the New Jersey 42 North ramp.
And for some reason, when I use Google Maps on my Canadian phone, everything is metric, right? Which for me is better. But when I use my Verizon phone, everything is in imperial units. But sometimes it's AT&T, like my phone is Rogers, which the partner is AT&T, or sometimes T-Mobile, but most of the time it's AT&T, and sometimes there's no signal. Okay, I think where we're turning.
Turn right onto the New Jersey 42 North ramp, then merge onto New Jersey 42 North.
This one. This is something like a freeway.
Continue for 10 kilometers.
Speed limit 55. But what I don't like is that I don't see the digital speedometer. I find it so useful, you know, when in the middle, like in the middle I have a big number and you can change it to miles or kilometers, you know. That's what I got on my Challenger, right? Day for a drive, right? So why not? So overall, the money they took from my credit card for this car was $375, and the daily charge was 55 bucks. And I emailed them. I said, how did you get to 375? And they said, well, there's a $200 security deposit which will be refunded when you return the car. Yeah, I know. I got Michigan plates. I'm driving the speed limit. I don't care if it says 45 in construction zone. I'm doing 45. Like, it's not like I ordered food and there's a fire in the oven, right? Like it's Saturday. Looking for the sign, end of construction zone. Well, looks like over here it ends. Traffic fines doubled in work area, so no sign. But we see 55, so that should be the indication. And 2 miles to 295 north. This US 42. US 42. Well, trucks are passing me. That's not good. Actually, on the freeway, the suspension feels very nice, very gentle, you know. I don't hear the engine. Like, there's no noise whatsoever. It's just some wind noise coming through the windows. Okay, I need 1D. 1D.
In 3 kilometers, take exit 1D for US 130 north toward Collingswood.
All right. Sorry. That lane exits. Where are you? One guy left a funny comment. He says, renting a German car is un-American. I'm not sure how long this gentleman has been watching my channel, but I'm Canadian. I have a Canadian passport. I'm a Canadian truck driver traveling on a business trip into US. So
in 800 meters, take exit 1D for US 130 north toward Collingswood.
okay, is this one? No, that's 1C. So this is 1C.
Take exit 1D, then use the right 2 lanes to turn slightly right to stay on US 130 north. Use the right 2 lanes to turn slightly right to stay on US 130 north Crescent Boulevard.
This guy's in a rush. Oh, it's green. I passed a sign that said red signal ahead. Now 4.9 kilometers, we're turning left. Okay. We're being followed by a white Dodge Ram. And this is 130 north. Speed limit 45. I'm doing about 41, 42. I think we're gonna be somewhere near Camden. Oh yeah, there's the sign. Entering city of Camden. C-A-M-D-E-N. Never stop behind a truck, because most trucks take very long time to pick up speed. Turning left on some kind of crescent. No, Crescent Boulevard. Collins Avenue. Collins Avenue, no left turn. There's a camera at the top. No left turn, no turnaround, no U-turn. No turn on red. Like, what can you do here? Just go straight. Okay. miles per hour. Bridge ahead 13.9, 13 feet 9 inches. How can people get into accidents when they drive a car? Like automatic transmission, right? Perfect visibility. You can close the gap instantaneously when you need to merge with somebody, and people still get into accidents. Like, this is 50 times easier than driving a semi-truck. And of course, the car is much lighter, so it picks up speed and it brakes much faster than a truck, right? So I don't know, like, for me this is like a kindergarten, you know. It's like driving a toy car. Okay, 1 kilometer to our turn. Crescent Boulevard. Where is it? 130 north. Share.
In 600 meters, use the second from the right lane to continue on South Crescent Boulevard.
Second from the right lane. Here's the second from the right lane. Uh, 350 meters. Oh, we're still 8 minutes away. There is some kind of a water over here. I saw people running, jogging. But one cool thing that I wish my Challenger would have had is this. You see, I can put my phone into that space. For some reason, not sure what Chrysler engineers were smoking when they designed this part, but my phone, none of my phones,
Use the second from the right lane to continue on South Crescent Boulevard, then use the right lane to take the New Jersey 38 East ramp.
okay, hold on.
Use the right lane to take the New Jersey 38 East ramp, then keep left.
That's what it wanted me to do. Okay.
Keep left, then use the right 2 lanes to take the New Jersey 70 East ramp.
New Jersey 70. What? Which one? 38? I'm not sure. Where you want me to go? 70 East. Alright, so I'm in the proper...
Use the right 2 lanes to take the New Jersey 70 East ramp.
Okay.
Continue for 3 kilometers.
still in New Jersey? This looks like Ukraine. No, this cannot be Ukraine. Entering township of Cherry Hill. Cherry Hill. And we're turning left in 2 kilometers on Garden State Boulevard. The sound of this clicking, like very soft. And people say so it's not actual
Use
leather.
the second from the left lane to turn left onto Garden State Boulevard, then turn right.
Oh, actually, this is where the place is, inside this plaza. It's next to Wegmans somewhere here. Oh wow, this is a much busier area. Lots of cars. We have Best Buy, Dick's, Bed Bath & Beyond, Starbucks. Alright, now we just need to find Panera Bread. Because remember last time Google was sending me all over the place, so I don't trust it. I have to look at the signs. Well, it says I'm supposed to turn right in 210 meters. Yeah, Best Buy. Actually, I know Best Buy is open, but you buy it online and then they bring it out to you. Alright, so that's Wegmans over there, so I know that this is Chick-fil-A. Should be somewhere here. Vitamin Shop, Panera Bread, no Chick-fil-A. Vitamin Shop. Oh, there you go. It's in the corner over there. That's it. Mission accomplished. Let's go get half a salad and some sandwich and we're good. Thanks for watching.